At this time, we'll take any questions you have.
Can you just tell me about the deployment this morning, where the headquarters was, where people were taken, processed, and if there were any notable incidents, you know, any charges stemming from resisting arrest charges, things like that?
The operation started early morning. As the DA mentioned, there were over 170 police officers involved. So it required a large space in Kingston. It was offered up to us, and we utilized it as far as the location. I'd rather not give that up because there's additional operations that we're going to be undergoing in the next few months.
All right.
As far as the deployment, we use a series of teams manned by the different law enforcement agencies here, the resources that we had available to us, and I believe the bulk of the arrests were made prior to 8:30 this morning.
And all these people here were all arrested this morning. None of them were already in custody and just hit with the indictment?
Some of them were arrested last night. We already had them in custody. But the majority of them were picked up this morning.
And no injuries or anything like that?
You know, the chief is not being proud enough about this. This is the first time I have actually been present at a deployment like this, and I was very, very impressed the way these gentlemen worked together. It was like a military operation. They had teams set up. Each team had a leader. Each leader had personal knowledge of the men or women that they were to arrest, so that they would know them and recognize them immediately. They had backup teams. They had a scribe. They had an evidence guy. This thing was like clockwork. I was very, very impressed, and frankly, I had a couple of members of my office were there, and we all walked away and said, wow, these guys are absolutely a class act. This was quite an operation. And frankly, you were generous about 8:30. 6:30 this morning, there were about, I think, 22 people left out of this whole list. Pretty impressive, frankly. Pretty impressive.
Is anybody still at large?
Yes.
The picture's not up?
Did you take the ones down that are still at large? I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, we did not post those up.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct.
Are these racketeering charges?
No,
They're individual criminal charges
correct.
under state law or federal law?
State. This is a state investigation, and these are state charges.
Was a particular agency in charge of this operation?
You know, I'd say no, frankly.
You can say yes.
Well,
Mr. Carmel was really, the man that made this thing go.
What's CNET? Is that Community Narcotics Enforcement
Team.
Team?
That's it.
And how is this something relatively new, at least here in the city of Kingston? Have you guys worked in the city of Kingston before?
We've worked on and off here for a number of years. And believe me, we'll continue to work here.
District Attorney said there was a special grand jury convened, so I guess it was since August, so that's...
no, we didn't. We started the investigation the investigation, you start with intelligence, you put people in place, and then we started to conduct, actually do some undercover work, and we put the grand jury in place in January, I think. But I didn't want to mix these cases with the other work that we do in the office. You've got people undercover. It's a lot of opportunities to make a mistake. So we thought the best thing to do would be to impanel a special grand jury who heard nothing but this case.
all the indictments from that grand jury are still sealed?
Not well, as of Monday morning, they're not. As of actually, Mike, as of right now, they're not, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So that, no, they're open indictments at this point. They were handed up as sealed indictments, and we reported them out. Thursday.
And all these photographs here of the accused, are they all indicted under?
Everyone.
They're all accused felons?
Yes. There are 84 pending indictments right now as a result of this investigation. 84.
How many people still at large?
as a result of the indictment, 14.
And when exactly did the investigation begin?
I believe we assembled as a team in the August timeframe.
August?
August, yes, that's correct, 2011.
When the sign says 101 were arrested, that's separate from just narcotics arrests or additional arrests on top of that? How does that 101 number get made?
There are additional persons associated with this that weren't indicted. There were other arrests involved. Once we took people in custody, for instance, today we also had an additional that was not part of the original indictment suite.
Street level, are these guys all street level drug dealers, or is there anybody higher up the chain? We're talking hand-to-hand drug sales, undercover officers, is that how you made all these cases?
Well, again, the focus of the operation wasn't necessarily narcotics, but gang-related stuff. So there were some high-level gang leaders involved in this, and their photographs are on the video.
Hal, can you say anything else about the intelligence that led you to believe that gangs were moving in to replace that sex, money, murder set? Like, specifically, what were you hearing that disturbed you that you think this needed to happen?
No.
No?
Nice try.
Good try. So it sounds like this is not the end. It sounds like you've got some more.
It is not the end. In fact, at our last meeting, we talked about it as this is just the first.
It's expected that this gang presence is going to be replaced eventually by more gangs.
The goal, of course, is that it's not.
Is this a particular blood set? Are they linked together in any way, or is it just random guys carrying blood?
The answer is both. There were a number of G-Shine, but there were also other blood members that were not necessarily G-Shine.
G-Shine is
A subset.
Manhattan-based?
I don't know if I can answer that. Anybody? I don't know the answer
No,
to that.
I don't believe it.
Do we have any women, any men, whether everyone's from Kingston or?
And that's where we put up all the posters for you, so you can take a
Okay.
look at it.
Will this be up on the Facebook page?
It will. We have all this information ready to be posted on Facebook, in addition to a formal press release.
And this is the largest operation of this kind in county history?
I'm sure of it.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Until the next one.
So I was just thinking.
Until the next one.
Until next time.
Look at the map, all the arrests in the city of Kingston?
No,
No, yeah, so,
they're in the city of Kingston, and intelligence took them to residences around the city of Kingston, down in Marbletown, down in the Rosendale, and the Saugerties. Arrests were made throughout the county on this case.
And really throughout the state.
Yeah, I mean, there was one guy before he went into the Canadian border, so there have been some arrests down in the Bronx. This is a really well-organized, but it really, these gentlemen are impressive all the time.
It's a nice day for a ride in the country, as they say, so he's on his way back.
Do you have an estimate of how much money this group was taking in?
I don't have a comment on that.
how much they're taking in undercover drugs? How much do you spend on this operation?
I can
essentially?
say that we spent close to $20,000 in undercover money from various resources. One of the reasons that we share resources is because of the extent of that.
Let's say, was there any kind of special appropriation either from the city, the county, the state for all the overtime? And
We actually, I don't know about the overtime question, but other than that question, we have been able to manage this investigation within the budget process that we all have. I know that Paul and I did not go back. I don't know, Judith, I don't know if you had to go back to the mayor,
Not yet.
but we.
It's all good. It's all good. Right, Jim?
We wrote down those comments you made, by the way. That's fine.
Well, I have two witnesses from the council, the president and council personnel, so that's good.
Was Urgent involved in this?
Yes, very much so. Key player. Okay, great, thanks very much, folks.